What's up, guys? Welcome to the Line Change. In this video, we're going to be talking about Canucks assets with underrated trade value. So we're going to go over an article that I just managed to find, and I took a quick read through it, and I thought it was rather interesting. So I figured, let's talk about it. But before we dive into that, as always, I'm going to do my sponsor read, thank my sponsor, and then we'll go from there. So let's get started and thank my sponsor, Uppbeat Energy. Are you looking for an energy drink that is jitter-free, crash-free, no sugars, no artificial colors or dyes, and no calories? Then Uppbeat Energy is just what the doctor ordered. Uppbeat Energy has over 15 unique and custom different flavors to choose from, including Galaxy Grenade, which is a blend of watermelon, guava, and lime explosion. They got their Beach and Peach, which is a blend of mango white peach cooler. If you're looking to give it a try, get the starter sampler pack for $24. You get a shaker and 3 different flavors to try. Use code TheLineChange and save 10% on that purchase or whichever purchase that you desire. Right now, they have a buy 2, get 1 free sale going on for this entire month, so get it while you can. Use the code B2G1 when you have 3 tubs or more in your cart. Check out their website at www.dubby.gg. Once again, that is www.dubby.gg. Uppbeat Energy. Be better, your taste buds' favorite energy drink. So let's dive into this article. Once again, brought to us by our friends at Canucks Army. It is written by Stefan Roget. And this is posted, I guess, at the time of this recording a couple days ago, but I happened to stumble upon it and I thought it was rather interesting, as I mentioned. So let's go ahead and dive into it. It's no secret that the Vancouver Canucks are looking to make changes this offseason. Based on how 24-25 went, they pretty much have to. But what exact moves are GM Patrick Allvin and company going to make as they attempt to improve the roster? That's significantly harder to predict. For better or worse, this front office has been unpredictable at times and has certainly made a number of trades that have come virtually out of nowhere. Perhaps the summer of 2025 will feature more surprises. Certain scenarios have already been discussed ad nauseum. Most folks have made peace with the fact that the Canucks are likely to trade their 2025 first-round pick, which just got slotted at 15th overall. Now, of course, for those of you who saw my Canuck draft options at 15th overall, which, by the way, you can find right here. But yeah, we were just talking about that and how there's most likely going to trade that pick. Much was said about the status of top prospect Tom Nylander until the sudden conclusion to his terse contract standoff. But a team can't really move into an offseason of trade negotiations with only a couple of pieces on the table. It will be necessary for the Canucks to keep all their options open, and that means considering dealing away some players and assets that might not seem obvious at first. With that in mind, we'd like to offer some commentary on a few Vancouver pieces that might be currently underrated in terms of their trade value. The first being Connor Garland. Through 4 seasons in Vancouver, Garland has quietly developed into a highly consistent producer. As a Canuck, he's played between 77 and 82 games each season, scored between 17 and 20 goals, and put up between 46 and 52 points. That sort of reliability alone has great value. Those 194 points since his trade to Vancouver are the 104th, most among forwards in the same stint, meaning that Garland has essentially put up consistent second-line scoring numbers. That's to say nothing of Garland's intangible qualities, which include an immense degree of competitiveness, some genuine agitation chops, and a propensity for down-low puck possession. And he does it all for what is an increasingly bargain rate of $4.95 million. As of next season, that's going to be an almost league average cap hit. Garland is a UFA after next season. Now, for those of you that did not see our video talking about Garland and how there's potential he may not re-sign with Vancouver, you can check that out right here. We kind of dive into it based on some comments that he made recently. Speaking of that, as I mentioned, Garland is a UFA after next season. Really, the Canucks should be hanging on to him, as consistent production is not something they have in abundance, which is 100% true. But if in the course of attempting to improve the team, another organization makes a compelling offer, the Canucks would have to consider it. It's still unknown whether Garland is looking to re-sign in Vancouver, but most would not be surprised if he instead chose to return to the U.S. If that's the case, maybe cashing in on the last year of his contract is the wisest move. Maybe doing so long before the 2026 trade deadline to avoid another Besser-esque situation is even the wiser, 100%. Next up, Filip Hronek. Really, we don't talk enough about Hronek as an extremely valuable asset. For the time being, the Canucks should probably have no interest in trading him. I've been mentioning that. He's their top right-handed defenseman by a big country mile, and the succession plan behind him is currently the aging Tyler Myers and Victor Mancini. But get Tom Wielander under contract, update, check, and into the NHL sooner rather than later, perhaps the situation changes a little. In any case, make no mistake, if the Canucks were to put Hronek on the market, the offers would be overwhelming. Right-shooting defensemen are the rarest type of player in hockey, and right Ds, they can play on the top pairing even more so. There are probably fewer than 30 total in the entire league, and the Canucks have one of them in Hronek. They also have him signed until 2032 to a percentage of the cap that will only go down from here on out. Hronek returned an unprotected first-round pick and a second-round pick when he was traded to Vancouver in the first place. He's only added to his value since then. Through his production, his increasing defensive responsibility, and certainly through his contract extension. Combine that with the general dearth of right-handed defensemen available at any given time, the Canucks probably come pretty close to doubling that trade value today. Next up, Nils Höglander. Cannot be disputed that Höglander had a dreadful start to his 24-25 season on the whole, and in retrospect, however, the campaign wasn't a total loss. Sure, the goal totals came down, but that felt inevitable after a 24-goal run in 23-24 brought on by, among other things, some serious shooting luck. But this year, Höglander improved in his ability to utilize his line mates, as evidenced by a career-high 17 assists, and in his general responsibility, as evidenced by the increasing trust he received from Rick Tocchet. Höglander does get a pay bump this year, up to a $3 million cap hit, but that's small potatoes in this new era of the expanding cap. A $3 million hit is already below average and will become even more so after the next round of UFA contracts are signed. We're not sure if Höglander is yet the kind of asset that could demand an impressive return on his own. Instead, he strikes us more as a low-cost addition to a larger trade that could do more to move the needle than the average sweetener. That might be something that the Canucks badly need as they attempt to close out one or more meaningful deals this summer. Next up, Thatcher Demko. The goalie market is as dry as an Soyuz July right now. Take a look at the list of available UFAs when you get a chance and realize there's not a single starter amongst the set and only a few high-quality backups. There are fewer good goalies available right now than at any time in recent memory, but that doesn't do anything to change the demand for them. What this means is that a lot of teams are going to have to compromise. Teams with real chances at competing are going to have to settle for a goaltending solution with question marks and hope for the best. And you know who's a great goaltender with question marks? Thatcher Demko. Sure, the Canucks' netminder has well-documented injury concerns, but he's still one season removed from a Vezina nomination, only under contract for 1 more year at a bargain rate, and did show quite well upon his late season return to the lineup this year. There just has to be teams out there looking for a goalie right now who see the Demko option as a stronger option than the others they've got on the table, i.e. Edmonton. Based on that, we'd like to suggest that Demko's starting value is already at least a first-round pick, and the bidding could go higher from there. For a Canucks team desperate for assets and already in possession of another goaltender signed for longer, this path has to be considered. Next up, we have the 2026 first-round pick. Look, no bones about it. The vibes around the Canucks are bad right now, and everyone knows it. The general belief around the league is that this franchise is mid-collapse and that things are only going to get worse from here. Now, plenty in this fandom and media sphere will dispute that, but that doesn't mean the Canucks can't use the perception to their advantage. Enter the Canucks' 2026 first-round pick. It's not something they should be treating too freely, but it could be something to keep in the back pocket should a truly special player become available. The appeal to the team trading for the pick is the possibility that the Canucks fully tank out and it turns into a lottery pick. The appeal to the Canucks is that preventing that outcome from coming to pass would be entirely in their hands thereafter. It'd be a risk, but we imagine it's a risk that plenty of other organizations are willing to take, enough to make this pick at least a little more valuable than the average future-based first. So that was a very interesting article. Now, I'll admit I have not even really thought of the Canucks is 2026 first round pick. Maybe packaging that and pairing it with, I don't know, maybe this year's first round pick, and then a prospect to get that second line center. Hey, it could happen. It could, entice someone. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of these current Canuck assets with underrated trade value. Do you guys agree that Connor Garland has underrated trade value? Do you guys agree that Filip Hronek has underrated trade value? Do you guys agree that Niels Höglander has underrated trade value? Same thing with Thatcher Demko. What do you guys think about the 2026 first round pick? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, if you guys like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to stay up to date on all your Vancouver Canucks and Abbotsford Canucks during this playoff run, be sure to smash that subscribe button and also turn on your notifications. That way you don't miss a single video. You can also find us on social media. Find us on Facebook. Just search The Line Change to find our Facebook page. You can find us on Instagram at The Line Change. You can find us on Twitter /X at LineChangeVan. You can also find us on TikTok at the.line.change.po. And feel free to give us a follow on all our social media platforms. If you prefer an audio version of this podcast, you can find us on both Spotify and Apple Podcasts. For Spotify, once again, feel free to give us a follow, as well as rate and review us. It is, of course, greatly appreciated if you do so. And that's going to do it for me in this video. As always, let's go Canucks, and I'll see you guys in the next video.